The top 5 allergens that you should watch out for in your everyday life. When you hear the word allergy, what's the first thing that comes to mind? For most people, it's probably sneezing fits or itchy eyes during certain times of the year. And while this is true for some, others may experience more severe symptoms like difficulty breathing or even anaphylaxis. In this video, we'll talk about the top 5 allergens that are commonly found in our everyday lives. If you have allergies, which of these do you think will be no 1? No. 5. Latex. It might surprise you to learn that latex is one of the most common allergens out there, especially if you work in the medical field. But it's not just people who work as doctors and nurses who need to worry about this allergen. You may encounter latex in other places too, such as in balloons, gloves, and clothing. If you're worried that you might have a latex allergy, try to avoid contact with the allergen as much as possible and see if your symptoms improve. You should also see a healthcare professional for an allergy test to confirm whether or not you're actually allergic to latex. Number 4. Mold. Mold is everywhere, both indoors and outdoors. Exposure to mold can trigger asthma attacks and other respiratory problems. This is particularly dangerous for children and the elderly. Some of the most common types of molds that cause allergies include Aspergillus, Cladosporium, and Penicillium. You suspect that you have a mold allergy. You may want to consider getting an air purifier with a HEPA filter to help reduce the amount of mold spores in your home. You should also try to control the moisture levels in your home by fixing any leaks promptly and using a dehumidifier if necessary. No. 3. Dust mites. These microscopic creatures are a common household allergen that can cause symptoms such as coughing, wheezing, and difficulty breathing. They live in warm, humid environments and thrive on dead skin cells that often accumulate in places like mattresses, carpets, and furniture. To reduce your exposure to dust mites, wash your bedding in hot water every week. Use a HEPA filter vacuum cleaner and keep your home well ventilated. No. 2. Animal dander. If you're allergic to animal dander, even a tiny amount of it can trigger a severe reaction. Dander is a protein found in the saliva, urine, and skin of cats, dogs, and other furry animals. It's important to note that you do not need to be in direct contact with the animal to experience these symptoms. Airborne dander can travel through the air and settle on surfaces, which means that you could be exposed to it even if the animal isn't present. So what can you do to protect yourself if you're allergic to animal dander? One option is to avoid contact with the allergen altogether. But we know that this isn't always possible, especially if you live with pets. In this case, frequent cleaning and the use of HEPA filter-equipped vacuums and air purifiers can help reduce the amount of dander in your home. Over-the-counter antihistamines and nasal corticosteroids can also be helpful in alleviating your symptoms. No. 1. Pollen. When it comes to seasonal allergies, pollen is the main culprit. That S because it's one of the most common allergens out there, and it's produced by trees, grasses, and weeds. In fact, according to the American Academy of Allergy, Asthma, and Immunology, pollen is responsible for more than 80% of seasonal allergies. Now, if you're one of the many people who's allergic to pollen, you know how miserable it can make you feel. Symptoms can range from mild to severe and can include sneezing, coughing, wheezing, and difficulty breathing. Fortunately, there are things you can do to find relief. First, try to stay indoors when the pollen count is high, which is usually in the morning and early evening. You may also want to keep windows closed and use air conditioning if possible. If you have to go outside, wear a mask to help filter out pollen. Over-the-counter antihistamines and nasal corticosteroids can also be helpful. Now that you know the top 5 allergens to watch out for, it's time to take action. If you're struggling with allergies, please remember that you're not alone. With the right knowledge and tools, you can take control of your allergies and enjoy a better quality of life. Check out our video on 6 ways to relieve seasonal allergies for more tips on managing your symptoms. We wish you the very best in your journey towards better health and well-being. Thank you for watching today, and see you in our next video.